everyone. My name is Daniela Cantera, and welcome to another episode of Income Investors. With me today is Mo Zulfiqar with another exciting income pick. If you would like to read more about what Mo writes on a regular basis, you could head to incomeinvestors.com or you can click the link in our description below. Usually at Income Investors, we don't look at companies that have a dividend yield less than 8 to 10%. And Dine Brands Global Inc., traded on New York Stock Exchange under symbol DIN, could be moving out of our desired range soon. DIN stock was first profiled back in early March 2025. At that time, the stock price performance was anemic. A few weeks later, DIN stock dropped more in the midst of the broad market sell-off. It looked like the floor just fell out from under it. But now, DIN stock is back where it was in March, and it could be setting up to soar. So, investors who have never looked at this company before, who didn't pay attention to it during the stock market sell-off in April, should know that the doors of opportunity could be closing soon. So, Mo, what can you tell us about Dine Brands Global?
Thanks, Daniela. Dine Brands Global owns, franchise, and operates restaurants in the US and internationally. And it is very likely you have heard about or dined at or passed by one of his restaurants if you live in the US. The company operates through 6 business segments: Applebee's franchise operations, International House of Pancakes franchise solutions, Fuzzy's franchise operations, rental operations, franchise operation, and company-operated restaurant operations. Dine Brands owns and franchises 3 restaurant concepts. The first one is Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar, and they offer casual dining. The second one is IHOP, known for its breakfast menu, also offers lunch and dinner options. And the last restaurant concept is Fuzzy Taco Shop, and it offers Baja-style Mexican food.
So, how's the financial performance at Dine Brands, and what does it mean for the DIN stock?
So Dine Brands' financial performance hasn't been good over the last few quarters, but there is some light at the end of the tunnel, to say the least. And keep in mind that the stock market is a forward-looking animal. Essentially, what's ahead matters a lot more than what has already happened. On May 7th, Dine Brands Global reported its financial results for the first quarter of 2025, ended on March 31st. At that time, John Payton, the CEO, had this to say regarding business condition. And he said, as we navigate the current operating environment, the fundamentals of our business remain strong. And since the second half of the quarter, we're seeing steady improvements across sales, traffic, and our development pipeline. Now let's dig a little bit more into the financial performance. Dine Brands' total revenue for the first quarter of 2025 was $214.8 million. This was up from $206.2 million in the first quarter of 2024. The company's adjusted net income was $15.4 million, with adjusted diluted earnings per share of $1.03 in the first quarter of 2025. The adjusted income is down slightly from $19.9 million, or earnings per share of $1.33 per share a year ago. And now, what's ahead for 2025 and 2026? Wall Street analysts are predicting revenue growth for both of these years and profitability to improve. All in all, if the company's financial performance improves, DIN stock won't remain low for long.
And the management of the company is busy buying back DIN stock.
Yes, another thing income investors shouldn't forget is that the management of the company is aggressively buying back DIN stock. In 2023 alone, Dine Brands spent $26 million to buy back its own shares. In 2024, it spent $12 million to buy back shares. In the first quarter of 2025, the company shelled out $1.6 million to buy DIN stock. And I say this isn't a hope and pray move. Usually when a company is buying back a large chunk of its own shares, it's a sign that management thinks that the stock price is undervalued. Plus, buybacks of this size can have significant impacts. Fewer share means higher earnings per share, greater flexibility with dividend hikes, and increased pressure on short sellers. If you like what you see so far, check out incomeinvestors.com While you're there, you could also sign up for our free special report titled 3 Income Stocks to Own Today. One of those stocks currently has a dividend yield of 12.7%. You can find the link to incomeinvestors.com in the description below. And now back to the video.
Now the exciting part. How's the dividend with DIN stock?
To say the least, the dividend with DIN stock is excellent. On a quarterly basis, Dine Brands has been paying 51 cents per share. This equates to $2.04 per share on an annual basis for a dividend yield of 8.6%. Now, you might be wondering if the dividends are safe. If I were to put in simple terms, yes. It's important to understand that Dine Brands has a franchise model in place, which means it has decent cash flow. And that's where dividends come from. In addition to this, the payout ratio at Dine Brands is less than 60%. This is low, indicating that dividends aren't in trouble as of yet.
Thanks, Mo, for your insights. Dine Brands is a stock that income investors shouldn't overlook. DIN stock has struggled a lot, but there could be a decent recovery ahead, as there's some light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to the company's financial performance. While DIN stock recovers, the dividend attached to it is robust. It's not common to see a restaurant operator dishing out an inflation-crushing dividend of over 8%. On top of everything, DIN stock has high institutional ownership. As per the most recent data, over 87% of all outstanding shares were owned by institutional investors. Why pay attention to institutional investors? They provide support for the stock, as they tend to remain invested for the long term rather than day trading the stock. That's it for today, and make sure to go to incomeinvestors.com to get a free special report titled 3 Income Stocks to Own Today. One of those stocks currently has a dividend yield of 12.7%. Or you can click the link to the website in our description below. We'll be back with more income picks soon, so stay tuned. In the meantime, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye for now.